Exactly.
Here we go. Can everyone hear us now?
Is there sound now?
Yeah, it's because
Well,
it's because I'm a pro at this, guys. That's why this is so good. I know what I did. Don't worry. I'll tell everyone after the stream's done. But everyone should be able to hear us right now.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, let's just keep talking because I'm pretty sure everyone can actually hear us.
okay, wait.
Are we good?
Everyone hear us now?
Is there sound now?
Yeah. It's because I'm a pro. Okay, we're good. So let me redo these introductions again because that was amazing.
All right.
Yeah. So
Good.
everyone
Everybody?
here, we're taking a look at a medieval RTX version, awesome retro style shooter that John and I really love. And today we're joined by two people who worked on the project, Dave Oshry. Again, say hello again. Then
Hi.
Leon Zawada from Indefatigable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
Close
go.
enough.
Close enough. Both worked on the game, and it came out a while ago, but it's just been recently updated with ray tracing and DLSS. And as you can see right now, I am in game, and let's kind of get started, I guess. Where
Absolutely.
I'm immediately in the hub level here. I'm playing, by the way, on an RTX 3090, 10900K. 4K output right now, DLSS in performance mode. And
You gotta hit all car. We gotta see the frames. What's the point?
I mean, if you want to, it's at 60 right now because I'm playing with VSync on. But 50%.
Yeah, for the stream, we can't do more than that.
Yeah,
for YouTube.
Yeah, for YouTube we can't do that much more than this. But right now I've turned everything up. It's got ray trace reflections on, light boost, reflection boost, and the shadows pumped up to 24.
Just so you know, if you hit F10, it'll bring up the ray tracing menu immediately.
Oh, that's
So if you
really
wanna
good.
We added that
Alright.
the last people who want to do like on off. So if you want to like hit F10, you could do. If you look at the water, you can immediately see some on off with the reflections and the
Yeah,
shadow.
let's do that right now. Actually, just get a sense of things.
And of course, we made that menu clear so you can see behind it and see what's happening.
Yeah, that's. I just recently tried out Days Gone on PC, which did something very similar, and it's also a UE4
Yep.
game, and I really praised that heavily. So this is awesome. So I guess to kind of start talking about this, and I can move around the level a bit here instead of just chilling. Would be to ask, when did you start working on the ray tracing implementation, and what kind of spurred that? Like, why did you guys want to take a look at ray tracing at all?
It was Andrew's idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So Andrew, who did the soundtrack, he saw that ray tracing was available for Unreal 4, and he's like, "Oh, you guys think we should try it out?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? We'll give it a go. You know, might as well see how it works and how it looks." And it was pretty straightforward to like get it up and running. You know, just from the start. But tweaking it was more difficult. But you know, yeah, it just sort of came about as a sort of on a whim, I guess.
Yeah, Andrew was
cool.
like, "Hey, we should do RTX. It'll be super easy, and Nvidia will really like us, and they'll give us lots of free shit." And like a year of bug fixes and crashes later, we finally got it out. It was all Andrew Holschultz's idea.
Oh well, you can't go wrong there. His soundtrack
Yeah.
also stellar for this game.
Yeah.
But like, so like you had like experimental ray tracing support in this for a while. Can you talk about like what's changed since that first implementation and how it's evolved to the final release?
Right. The first one was actually, I believe, the first engine version of Unreal that supported ray tracing. I can't remember if it was like 4.22 or something like that. And this current one is like 4.25, so it's about 3 versions in, which contained a lot more like options with the ray tracing, a lot more optimizations behind the scenes and whatnot. This is also using a special NVIDIA branch, which has some specific things that they added in. I believe the volumetric fog is also has some ray tracing interaction. Among other things, they added a lot more optimizations and sort of console commands to mess with to really get the most out of it, which is cool. And also, we added
reflections are mega. So if you turn reflection boost, if you stop when the lightning hits the scene, and you turn reflections on and off, you'll notice the reflections light up the whole scene and reflect off everything.
Right now, that's like perfect.
Yeah. You gotta hit F10 when the lightning strikes.
Oh yeah, you can see it all on the metal.
Yeah, now turn reflections on and off.
Oh, that's a big difference. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy difference at this level, and the reflection boost and light boost adds a lot to episode 5 as well.
So actually, I have a pretty good idea what some of these things do. What does light boost exactly do?
Light boost is something that we added because the game wasn't originally made with ray tracing in mind. So we added this option called light boost, which will grab all the kind of like decorations in the level that have light projectors and make them all dynamic, and also slightly boost the values. So it's got a sort of a cheeky way of doing it. You know, it's quite cool. It worked really well. I was surprised.
So that means a lot of the lighting before this was done with like baked lights and not with
exactly
lights? Yeah, okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
And what we found is, you know, because the medieval already looked really good, and we were really trying to get like a really good on-off on a lot of the levels, right? And with the reflections and the shadows, we're like, man, there's really we might have to add some stuff to get extra shadows and stuff. So Leon's like, well, let's add lights, you know, and they'll add more shadows. And it actually turned out really well. And then almost at the last minute is when we added that reflection boost. And if you combine all 4 options, then you finally get some really dramatic on-off in some of these levels, and it looks really good. And then with DLSS, it like actually runs well, so it all came together at the end.
DLSS is new, right?
Yeah. Well, 2.0, we had old DLSS, right, Leon?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what it was.
I think we've always had 2. I think the whole time.
Interesting.
I'm correct. I think so.
I remember we originally experimented with GI, and it did nothing.
It was very, very expensive and didn't really seem to do much.
And NVIDIA was cool. We're like, listen, what should we be working on? We tried GI, and they're like, you know, what we think would work really well would be reflections and shadows. So that's what we focused on. Because GI really, you know, didn't make a difference, but it was super expensive. And then, we were focused on the reflections and the shadows. And then with DLSS 2.0, it's like, oh, wow, we can get mega frame rates. Like, even on my ultra wide, when I crank everything up, I get close to 144, which is nuts.
Yeah, I've been targeting 160 with G-Sync, and it usually kind of gets up there.
Wow. That's amazing.
So that reflection boost, let's actually turn that on and off to give a sense of whether you're. I think, if I may guess, what it does is it change which smooth materials can get reflections and which don't.
So there's this game is made with PBR materials, you know, physically based materials. So everything is like a roughness value of how shiny it should be. You know, the lower the roughness, the shinier it is, or whatever it is, or is it? Yeah, lower the roughness. So this changes the threshold at which ray tracing will attempt to reflect. So some things that may be excluded normally from reflections are added in.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's basically
because
the roughness cut off.
Yeah, because most games, you know, with like lots of high poly stuff, modern games would really struggle to ray trace every single like thing. This is kind of works with the medieval because everything's low poly. You know,
and it works on the weapons too, which is really cool.
Yeah, it works on the weapons.
They're normal map sprites. Everybody brings that up. They're like, the weapons are sprites. We're like, yes.
Yeah. So like this kind of more diffuse reflection is one without reflection boost on. You can there's almost no reflection that comes up there because it's kind of just too rough of a material. But it's
the biggest reflection on off you'll see is actually in this level, which is the episode 1 boss. The floor is what we used it in the showcase, and it's just it literally reflects like perfectly the whole ceiling, and it looks really cool.
The SSR there can't capture, you know, all degrees of reflection.
Of course. A little bit closer to the ground so everyone can get a sense of that.
You can make the boss go away too with cheats if you just want to mess with stuff and not fight him.
We have a lot of cheats for messing around with.
Yeah, we have tons of cheats in debug mode if you want to like fly around and look at stuff.
His effect though, when he spawns and he shoots out one of his things is really awesome.
Yeah, they're called moonarangs, by the way.
They're really cool.
By the way, for the people watching,
that, you can see that's ray trace reflection.
One thing important to note: we were testing the stream earlier, and for whatever reason, the broadcast, like the frame rate, keeps dropping in the stream, but the frame rate in the game is actually locked at 60.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. So don't judge the performance based on the stream. That's just like a YouTube thing.
It looks pretty good on YouTube. I'm watching on YouTube, but yeah, we're really happy with the performance. And everybody else seems to be too. Everybody's been super stoked. We were like nervous because we didn't get a ton. We had our QA team do it, and then we did like betas on Steam and stuff like that. We, with our fans and stuff. But like, not a ton of people have RTX cards because you can't get them. So when we went to full launch, we're like, man, we hope it actually performs and looks as good as we think it does. And so far, everybody's been like mega happy with it, so we're really happy. It's been a really fun week just seeing everybody finally be able to start messing with it. The best has been people who like had never heard of a medieval before. They don't know that it's this new wave of retro shooters. They just like saw it on Reddit or something or on an Nvidia post and they're like, "What's this? Oh my god, it plays like like the old games and it looks really new. This is really sweet." And I'm like, that makes us really happy.
Yeah,
so that's always kind of the trick, is getting the word out on this stuff, and like adding new features like this is another chance to get in the news cycle basically, and like actually alert people to it again.
Yeah, and Nvidia was Nvidia reached out to us actually.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so they've got a marketing team, and they were like, "Hey, we were joking about it. I think, right? We like made a joke post, like a medieval RTX
on Twitter, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because Quake 2 did it, and Minecraft obviously, and we're like, well, we've got retro games with cool graphics, like let's do RTX, and like the joke post like did pretty well on Twitter, and the next thing you know, the Nvidia was like in my inbox, like, hey, do you actually want to do that? And we're like, yeah, sure. And that's when they started giving us access to like DLSS and stuff like that. We were like, okay, shit, let's do this.
Yeah, it's awesome. Actually, I would just like to, since this game, you were saying people like rediscovering retro shooters through it. Due to this RTX announcement, can we talk a bit about the inspiration for this game and a bit how you feel about like retro kind of game design and retro shooters in general? So when did the kind of idea for this project start up, and what are the core inspirations behind it?
Right. Interestingly, this kind of started with Simon. He imported some old textures from a game and applied normal maps to them just to kind of, make them PBR or whatever, just to see what it would look like. We were like, well, this looks really cool. And Simon was like, I wonder if I could do like a weapon sprite with normal maps, Like, these are actually sprites, they're not 3D models. And the game kind of went from there. I was like, you should make a really cool axe, just like big double-headed axe. And I don't know, it kind of went from there. We had this old idea from ages ago for a game called A Medieval, and we just kind of reworked it. It had gone through.
Since you guys were like 9 years old?
Oh, there's 6 or 7, like a long time. We had all these other game designs for what A Medieval could be. It was like a top-down thing at one point, and whatever. We just took ideas from that, kind of reworked it, inspiration from a whole lot of other games. And
you could have made like Mage Slayer 2.
Yeah. Well, I think we really like Doom and Quake a lot. The OG Doom and OG Quake. And kind of went from there with that kind of gameplay loop.
Simon also made Return of the Triad, which is the total conversion mod for the original Rise of the Triad.
Really into Rise of the Triad as well.
Yeah, and obviously we worked on the Rise of the reboot.
And the thing about it is it's a very simple gameplay. You just run around and shoot things. You know what I mean? It's like there's not a lot to it, but in terms of that, it's like it's still fun, and there is a lot of depth to it when it comes to it.
So the thing is, I feel like you're selling the game short, dude. Because what makes it is simple. You're just shooting, yes.
Yeah.
What makes it interesting, and this is what makes retro shooters great, is that it's all about your movement and like you're getting up with the enemies, right? So you're moving around the level, you're using the level geometry, which is always changing, of course, and dealing with these very active foes. Where if you play a lot of these cinematic shooters, the enemies just funnel into a space. You usually hold back from a distance, and you're taking them out from a distance. You clear that room, and then you essentially walk down a tunnel to the next room, and you do it again. Where this is like, here's a huge map. You're going to need to find objects to unlock other stuff, like, keys to open doors and things like that. And that's it's just like, it scratches that itch. It's really satisfying.
Yeah. It's a very satisfying game. It's really well done.
There's like the level design where you can actually sort of explore the area rather than be funneled into a certain pathway.
If you want all the stuff, just type in AE Wizard or AE Omega.
AE Omega, that's the one I couldn't remember.
AE Omega gives you everything.
Another thing is, the weapons of old school games. Like,
Oh yeah.
these weapons, like, I don't know, we just came up with stuff. We thought, what would be fun? Like, I got the idea for this, if you go to number 5, this planet launcher. I actually got that from sort of like Anachronox, was this game by Tom Hall.
Dude, I love Anachronox. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the planet Democritus, which shrinks down and joins your party. And I kind of like thought, well, what if we made like a weapon that shrunk down planets and shot them?
Shot them. I love the idea though. It's really cool.
Oh my god.
Pulling planets out of space and shooting them, and you're using them. So every time you shoot a planet, you are killing an entire civilization.
Yeah.
Like a thing.
Well.
Actually, this is an interesting area to take a look at some of. So, the RT shadows option in this game, like with the light boost option on, turns a lot of these like sconce lights into shadow casters. So you can maybe see it a bit right here. Let's just turn it on and off. Let's take a look. Let's get it off a little to the corner of the screen.
By the way, this level right here is so freaking good, dude. This is
thanks.
Probably one of my favorite levels in the game.
I made this one.
Dude.
Yeah, I was like, I made this. Fuck you, Simon.
This is like the perfect example of what I'm talking about, where the whole thing, it's like it unwraps before you as you play. And like this, what starts as a small area, like it just grows and grows. And man, it's good. Plus the music track for this level is really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love the music.
Amazing job.
And it's like Andrew just like is a mind reader when it comes to the music. He just does it.
Now Doom, obviously, because Andrew worked on the Doom Eternal DLC.
Yeah, he worked on the Doom DLCs.
And he was really happy to work on a medieval and kind of like show his chops with like, other styles of music, more ambient stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a bit different than like all the work on Dusk and all these other places that he's done before. It's pretty cool. I guess then, so when you kind of wanted to integrate ray tracing into this game, you are targeting like unfiltered textures, using a lot of sprites and things like that, low poly models. Did you come across any sort of like integration issues or just kind of interesting things that happened that you didn't expect would happen when you turned on ray tracing with the kind of art going forward?
Not really. I mean, the thing was, this was always kind of like an anachronistic game with the like high. I mean, it already used all of Unreal's features as much as we could. All the PBR system with like normal maps and roughness maps and all that. So they're truly like realistic. And then volumetric fog lighting. So it kind of worked really well. As it just sort of slotted in, with stuff that was already there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you I'm just surprised that it works so well with the unfiltered textures, though. That's the one thing that keeps surprising me.
Well, that was the thing. Like originally, the normal maps and the PBR and stuff, we were just like, "Wow, this looks great in Unreal 4." Like it works.
Yeah, it's just such a cool look. This room's got the room you're in now. Yeah, it's got mega on off on the floor.
Oh wait, let me turn off light boost too, just to see.
Let's see that.
Let me go a little bit right here. Ta-da!
It really feels like these retro style games like really benefit nicely from ray tracing. Like
it's so cool to mess with. That's what PC gaming is, right? Just like doing stuff that you wouldn't expect to do with older games or games that look older. Like we can.
Because of the low overhead of everything being low poly. You don't have as much calculations to do. You can get more out of your graphics card.
Plus, I feel like when more realistic graphics are in play, like the uncanny valley kind of creeps in, and so it's harder to appreciate like the look sometimes. Whereas like when you have these abstract shapes, somehow it just like really pops with the ray tracing enabled. I mean, even you go back to like Quake 2 RTX, which looks insane, even though it's a '97 game.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about Quake.
The Halls of Doom.
Oh yeah.
This level doesn't have a lot of.
Yeah, we can always move over to another one in a second here. Just want to see if the shadows actually go on and off. No, that's a big shadow too.
Yeah, they might be baked.
Yeah, there's a couple you can see.
If you want to teleport, type in AE Leon.
Yeah. The vanity cheat.
Yeah. And you could go to any level. What haven't we seen yet? There's some episode 3 stuff.
Yeah.
4M1's really good. The funny thing about episode 4 is we can't really mess with it.
The Bright Pass.
The
Bright Pass.
It's called the.
You want to do the Bright Pass?
Okay.
The bright pass. Yeah. No, the first one.
Oh yeah.
So this one.
This was really cool. Not ray
Yeah.
tracing related, but we wanted to have a sunrise here, and me and Leon were working on this, and we're like, how do we make a sunrise that the player can see but doesn't look away and lose the sunrise when they, if they're not looking at it. So I think what we did is we made it come halfway up here.
Yeah, it
and
does.
then when you come out at the top of the elevator, it rises the second half of the way, so the player like always sees it, and it creates a really cool moment. This is my favorite level visually.
Yeah,
maybe
this was awesome.
There is
I made this one too.
There is an outdoor level, actually. I think we might have just been in episode 2, where there's also the first time you do see a skybox. Actually, I'll kill this guy so he doesn't try and kill me while I'm here. But the first time you see a skybox in the game with the ray tracing now, the ray trace like reflections in the water, this outside area kind of picks up this really cool skybox that you don't really get at all with the SSR.
In the orb. So if you look in the orb on the staff, it reflects the entire world realistically now.
As well.
Oh,
actually,
you're right.
let's
you have to look really close, but it reflects everything if you turn back and forth. We tried to show it like in the NVIDIA trailer.
It's so hard to try.
And make it close. It's
just
so
like
unnecessary.
Frame it where it just zooms in on the...
Yeah.
There we go. If everyone can see the sunset there going on and off.
And it reflects everything too on the axe, which is crazy because these are sprites. These weapons.
Some really good shadering going on that orb there.
Let's go back to gaming.
Yeah, the way you guys do the weapons is nuts. It's doing it as sprites with all that. Like it's really convincing. It's really good.
That's the most iconic thing about the game for sure. The weapons.
Yeah.
I got the axe on my wall.
There's a bunch of like a lot of the collectibles and pickups are also sprites, aren't they?
That's right. Yep.
Actually, which
is really cool.
That's
a sprite. Yeah.
If I can find a more mirror-like, I would say ground texture, like the material on it, I can show you a really interesting artifact that happens when sprites are ray traced, and it would happen to every game. By the way, this is what kind of.
I think they billboard out probably. Depending on
they essentially we'll see in a second here. These enemies are amazing, by the way. Is this kind of a riff on Dark Souls a little bit here?
No, just like I want a dude with a shield. I've never played Dark Souls, so
it's someone said in chat reminds me of Heretic. Yes, it is I would say the spiritual successor.
Yeah, there's inspiration from Heretic, Doom, Quake, Gods, Amulets and Armor, heaps of games.
Hexen 2.
I hope everyone sees.
I'm kind of glad you followed that design though for like the level by level progression rather than like Hexen, which I like Hexen, but Hexen is crazy, dude.
Yeah, the horrible puzzle switches and everything they had on that.
Finally, I finished Hexen again earlier this year, the original Hexen on an old PC even, and I just can't believe what they expect you to do in that game.
I know.
Did not
the like
great.
Third hub or whatever was a nightmare. I think there's just
my gosh,
so much stuff. Oh, look at that!
Yeah,
the shadow stuff is sick.
So it's one thing I really like about ray trace shadows is that even if you did this with like a shadow map, it would be like really hard and just not really good looking. But with the ray tracing, it just looks.
Yeah, you get the penumbra. It's nice.
That is really nice. Yeah.
I just like saying.
I see comments again, Alex. People like that frame rate though. Oof.
Yeah,
and it's like I'll say it again. The frame rate in the stream for whatever reason, with however you're streaming this out, Alex, it's not quite right half the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of bouncing back and forth. That's not the game. That's the stream.
Yeah. On screen it'll frame rate.
So everyone can see what it is. It's actually always 60 and
there's the proof.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's barely using the GPU in this stage. I mean, I am using the full resolution for the reflections as well, which is probably not recommended for most graphics cards, but since it is a 3090, I thought, might as well.
Yeah.
So maybe it could actually drop on some stage in some random encounter, but
not a lot, especially with DLSS.
Yeah.
Me and Leon went through, and as we were testing it, we went level by level to make sure there were any, there weren't any spots where it dropped horrendously, and we'd find some funny, issues. We'd find, a room with like 20 lights that all had shadows and everything. It's like, we should probably. It was fun. We found some fun bugs as we were, playing. Because we played through the game level by level again to make sure there were no areas that, were affected really negatively by the ray tracing. And it turned out most of the time it was just pretty solid, but there were some areas we fixed up, and we found some funny stuff. But for the most part, episode 4 especially just had a lot of really good on-off just naturally.
Yeah.
Jeez, here. Try to stay alive.
Oh, man.
I don't think I actually have God mode on. What is God mode again? Oh,
It's
AEOM.
AEOM or AEOMG.
Okay.
If you just want God mode only.
Yeah, we got tons of cheats.
Let's see if this is another one. I'm pretty sure you would have maybe baked that out. No? Okay.
No.
Well, that looks
No.
awesome.
No. Yeah.
It
You can usually tell baked lights sort of have, sometimes they almost have like an aliased sort of zigzag sometimes, if you pay close attention.
Yeah.
Depending on the density of the mesh it's projecting onto.
Actually, just kind of talking about making this game
Oh,
itself,
man.
since you did use a lot of baked lighting originally, how long was how long was the baking process before?
Very fast.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
Really?
really fast. Yeah, Unreal 4's light baking tool is very fast compared to Unreal 3, and just having a better CPU that the multi-core CPUs just makes it fast. And this game obviously not a lot of polys as well, so that helps too.
Dude, what's funny is I just did an hour-long video on the original Quake, and
Yeah.
for that I loaded up one of the original map editors from back in like '97, and I used it
Oh
on
my
my
gosh.
Pentium 3. And
Yeah.
like the light baking process and the BSP process is so slow.
It takes forever.
I cannot
know.
imagine how frustrating it would have been to
I-
actually be making maps back then.
I vaguely remember doing it, and I think you had to leave it overnight to bake
Yeah,
the
it
lights
just-
in Quake.
Dude, it's so long. It's insane. Like, but on a modern PC with like something like Trench Broom, it's like almost instant.
Oh yeah, it's instant, and it's like even Doom when you used to do the BSP tree calculation in a normal level,
Yeah.
that used to take like it'd be like you could hear your hard
Very
drive
slow.
clicking along, and
Exactly.
yeah,
Like, it's really like a testament to how far things have come. Like, the
Definitely.
Unreal Engine is so freaking good.
it is. It's
really
fantastic.
a killer
We
tool.
never would have been able to make this game if we didn't have Unreal, just because like it's two dudes and their whole
Oh, yeah.
blueprint coding system and everything made it super fast to work with.
So,
And just all the sort of built-in stuff that comes with it too was really handy too. Yeah.
so when you were making the game
definitely.
originally, was there like the choice
Yeah.
between looking at like Unity and Unreal, or were
Yeah.
you experimenting at all, or how was that?
So we had been working with Unreal for quite a while. I had been using it as like a hobbyist, and so had Simon. And then we started on our first like official game dev job was on Rise of the Triad 2013, and that was Unreal. And then Bombshell, which came out in 2016, that was Unreal, and Red Rogers was Unreal 4.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the other first two were Unreal 3. So yeah, and I had like messed around with Unreal 1 back in the day as well, even.
Oh, I
So
remember that.
very familiar with it and all the ins and outs and little quirks and whatnot.
Wow, this area looks amazing. Look at that. Oh, and I go back up the elevator, of course, at that moment. Yeah.
Since people were talking about frame rate again in the chat, I think we said it
Yeah.
earlier, but this thing like absolutely screams. If you the reason it's locked to 60 FPS again is because of the stream, since it's a 60 hertz stream.
Yeah,
But,
if you've got even a 2070, or I'm on a 2080 with DLSS, you're getting 100 plus.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Exactly.
got mega on off, yeah. Yeah, DLSS is the real game changer. But yeah, no, we don't have any frame rate issues unless you have DLSS off and everything on, and you have like a 2060. You might have some problems, but for the most part, you're going to be able to easily get 100 plus. Or I try to lock. What are your monitors at? I've got a 144, so I'm always trying to keep it at 144.
This
Which
is a 4K,
cool.
isn't it?
That is the
it's
4K
4K.
screen that I'm hooked up to
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the stream.
Yeah,
So yeah.
You should turn up the shadows on and off here.
You've got
Yeah.
shadows cranked all the way up. You've got screen percentage all the way up, and that's higher than you need.
Yeah.
There's a good on-off in that area you were just in with the
Looking up here?
ceiling.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we
turn
should
it on.
Like that.
show that
Yeah,
in the
that's,
trailer.
that's pretty nice.
in the corner there.
Let's move the camera a little bit. So you can see
Actually,
that.
Leon, somebody was asking in the
Yeah.
chat about how you guys sourced the artwork. Like, how much
Yeah.
did you guys?
We made
yeah.
everything.
You actually did it all by hand. Then this is all.
Yeah, we
your-
all did it all
your
by
own
hand.
art. That's
The
very impressive.
wall and floor texture stuff was Substance. Actually, I think most stuff was made in Substance Designer or
Okay, yeah.
whatever it is.
Sure.
and then modeled by Simon. Yeah, so we were able to like really work really quickly with all these modern tools. That's what I was saying, you know.
Yeah.
Like if we had tried to do that like 10 years ago, I don't think we would have been able to do it. I mean, we would have been able to do it. It just would have taken ages because you would have to make everything. Yeah.
Especially with the variety in this game.
We showed that. Yeah, that was the crazy thing is we were working on it. You know, it was we told people every episode is going to have a completely different look, a completely different set of enemies.
Wow.
So by the time you get to
crazy,
it's just so abstract, and the enemies are just so wild. Yeah, we
originally
showed that really good on-off right there.
We never really intended to make this much stuff originally. It just sort of happened. Originally, all the enemies were going to be like these blobs of darkness. And then we just sort of started making them and realized how quickly we could make them. So we were just like, all right, we'll make some more because we've got this like modular system for it. So, I mean, the whole game is very, very modular. Like every single sort of thing is like a different piece all put together like Lego, you know?
So people always ask, like in New Blood, is like, oh, how do you design your games? Do you have game design documents and you write all this stuff years in advance? Like we literally just make shit up as we go along.
Yeah,
like,
I think you have to be, you know, working with modular stuff though. You do have to be really creative when you're using it, and that does take a lot of brain power. You're kind of like, you know, like, how can I get this to look like this with what I've got? And yeah, it's a struggle, but it comes out good.
Yeah. Someone said, any chance New Blood games on console? You ask us this on an RTX stream. Yeah, 100%. We're working on that right now. The Switch port of Dusk, which everybody keeps asking us about, we finally have. Speaking of frame rate, we finally have pretty much locked at 60 on both handheld and docked, which has been really awesome. We had a lot of really cool things. That's it. We passed lot check. We kept getting it back from lot check for like really stupid issues, like naming buttons wrong and stuff. You know how certification is. But then now that we're finally done with this for Medieval, obviously Leon and Simon are getting back to the Black Labyrinth. We announced the full prequel expansion, which is also going to have like really cool RTX on-off areas.
Oh, it already does, yeah.
And then while we're doing that, we're going to start working on the ports for that as well for console. So Medieval, Switch, obviously, and then it just got approved for Xbox.
Oh, wow. Cool. Nice.
I told Xbox, I'm like, I'm pretty sure we can hit like 120 on the X.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I told them that, and you know, maybe with ray tracing, like we'll see. Like with everything else we do, we're just gonna mess with it and see if we can.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
I would love to be like one of those, you know, optimized for XS games, you know, with 60, 120, maybe ray tracing on the Series X. That'd be awesome.
I could see like a 60 FPS mode with ray tracing and maybe 120 without. That sounds quite reasonable.
We can hit it, but we'll see. We'll cross that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah. No promises.
The stream right now, and they're probably screaming internally.
Like, no, don't promise anything. Stop.
Yeah. Oh, I'm bad.
4K 120 ray tracing, path traced. Yeah, that's what Dave said.
Yeah, somebody will come back to the stream and be like, Dave promised.
I love the shadows that are cast by this Poseidon spear kind of weapon. What is the name of this weapon, actually?
Yeah. It's the Voltride.
So one thing I want to praise about this game, and it's probably not coming through in the gameplay at all right now because I am just kind of talking while slicing dudes, is that there's
yes,
you do a really good job of internal weapon balance. Like a lot of first-person shooters and even first-person shooters this time, like I think Heretic's a pretty great example of it, where like the first starting weaponry you get loses effectiveness over the course of the game. But in this game, your basic wand is really good for a lot of the game, actually. And I find that just a testament to the internal balance of the game. It's really well done.
I've always like had the mind of like, why make a weapon that's like useless? I don't understand that. Like, I just like to make everything cool and fun to use, you know.
It's spin to win.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. That was kind of talking to the id guys. They kind of came to that same conclusion with Doom Eternal versus like Doom 2016, where they were like, you know what, that original pistol, which wasn't bad actually.
It wasn't bad, but it's like you didn't really use it, did you? Like after the first bit,
you really couldn't use it most of the game.
Doom, you want to have a shotgun immediately, and which is funny because they left the pistol in the game. I think it was actually a tweet from me because one of our a modder, you know, brought it back out with Cheat Engine, and then our zombie, one of our dev support dudes, started posting videos. I'm like, yo, they left the pistol in the game, and then I tweeted about it, and then IGN picked it up, like Doom Eternal. Here's Doom Eternal's scrapped pistol, and I was like, oh no. But then the PR sent me an email like immediately. They're like, thanks, bro. They patched it out.
Well,
but it was a really.
Why did they patch it out? I wonder. That's interesting.
It was just they weren't going to use it. But it was a pretty cool pistol. But like after seeing it, it's just like it's cool looking. It had some cool animations. But like why would you use it? Instead of the shotgun. How does it? It doesn't fit into the fun zone, man. It doesn't fit into Hugo's fun zone.
Yeah, his fun zone's all based on like getting ammo from glory kills and such. So like. There's not really a good use case for the pistol.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it was a good design decision.
Yeah, I think...
One thing I want to say about like looking at this again, one of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately. I mean, you guys doing all these retro shooters. The thing that really stands out is by using simplified level geometry, it actually makes it a lot more fun and easier to parse the levels. So you have these big complex levels, but when you walk into a room, it's simple enough where you can kind of look around and immediately see like, okay, these are the places I can go. Whereas in like more realistic games, you walk into a scene and they're so complex that it's actually difficult to fully understand what you can do. And so a lot of times I feel like that simplifies the level design because they need to make it very legible and do what they can to guide the player along. But here you can do these big crazy labyrinths and it's easy to read.
Just want to make sure how do I get up
some
here?
of the there's like little the stones you can jump up out of the water on the wall.
Oh, here they are. Yes, thanks.
I think one thing with sort of some modern level / environment design is some people just tend to like make everything like cluttered with tons of junk and whatnot. You don't get many clean games, like a realistic real life. You don't tend to go into somebody's house and it's like junk everywhere, sandbags in the corner.
Hey,
yeah. But you know what I mean? It's it's sort of there to add detail and go, ooh, look at how detailed this room is. But then also, where do I go? I'm sort of a bit lost because everything's so cluttered.
If you want to move to another episode, because this level doesn't have crazy on/off, but does the episode?
It's got some shadows in the sort of open areas, I think, in the enemies.
Really good. If you go to the final level of this, because the episode 4 boss is awesome.
Of the Lunar Sanctuary.
Yes. This is probably my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the Forge's boss, but yeah, everybody loves the Solar boss doesn't have crazy on/off, right?
Actually, well, we can take.
His shadow would.
Whoop,
his shadow would when he.
I just F11 the game.
10.
There we go.
He when he jumps up in the air, he casts a shadow, which.
Yeah, which is cool. So we've got enemy shadows now, which we didn't have when the game launched, which really, it adds kind of like an uncanny realism to the enemies now that they've got like realistic little shadows as they're like jumping around at you. Where I don't know, it's weird having like making an unrealistic game have realistic effects, but it's cool. That's kind of what it's about. It's the rule of cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hard to fight.
This guy jumping up in the air. See, his shadow is very nice.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and then when he comes down, he sort of tracks you. Spoilers.
Yes.
Anyway, there's a player. Yeah.
Let's get some more. I'm probably gonna die. I don't think I have God mode on right now, so.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat said that Doom Eternal pistol should have been dual wielding. I'm like, bruh, that'd be a sick mod.
Yeah. You should have been able to like tape them together with like heaps of them.
Everything.
Exactly.
Oh man. Am I gonna live?
Get that soul mode.
I mean, it is a boss.
Where's the soul? Actually, here it is.
There's some souls around, yeah.
Yeah, if you break open the torches, there's some souls in them.
Or you could just AE Omega.
Cheat. Yeah.
Cheat. What gives you soul mode? AE baby.
Yeah, AE baby.
AE baby gives you instant soul mode.
Yeah.
Not that we're making fun.
How do you enable the slow mode then? It's
right click.
Okay, so. But
right click.
Then it replaces the slow mode then from or it replaces the slow mode or whatever.
Soul mode.
Yeah, soul mode. So what is it? AE baby?
Yeah.
AE baby.
There you go.
There you go.
Now you've got soul mode. Now you can just yeet them.
Deleted.
That is fantastic.
And yeah, the sun goes out when you kill him.
Yeah, which is a nice.
That is, yeah, that's a really cool touch. Actually, that's nice.
Leon has his moments.
Oh, okay.
So in terms of color scheme, I've always described this game. I know there's a couple of cheats here that kind of hint at that, but it is going for that like green and purple contrast that you saw in the original and real rather often. What were some of the I would say aesthetic considerations when making this game for color tone and all these things?
I don't know, subconsciously probably just what if I'm just like, man, this looks cool, you know, I would start making something and I'll just keep adjusting until I get something I really like. Like the Forges, you know, that first level in the Forges, I just sort of one night I was like, I want to do something in the sort of rain and sort of deep fog, and I just kept tweaking the color until it looked good.
It's kind of funny. Like, I feel like your map process, it's the same way I approach like editing videos a lot, or at least the more complex ones, is it just keep playing with stuff and throwing it out there and messing around with effects and until you get like the desired impact.
I mean, it's really weird. Like, sometimes I'll just be like sitting there and just like an idea will come to me. I don't know where they come from, you know, these weird ideas, and I'm like, maybe I can make this. Like this level, this idea, like I just sort of was like, it just sort of popped into my brain.
Really good on-off, I would say. Episode 6 is just really pretty. It doesn't have a lot of really good on-off. Episode 7, the final episode, the reflections.
Yeah, that's got a ton.
Okay,
every surface in the last episode is reflective and nuts, and it really makes a huge, crazy difference.
Crescent into Darkness, then? Let's do this.
The Descent into Darkness, yeah.
Descent.
Oh, wow.
So spoilers, by the way. This is the final episode of the game, which gets really
evil lives
and weird.
Getting MDK flashbacks here, John.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Don't worry, you won't die.
You won't die.
Can't fall off this level.
Instant death pits. We learned
There's
that
a few, but not in this episode.
Hey, Alex, so the chat is asking, which DLSS setting are you using?
I'm currently using performance mode, mainly because, let me just go here and here, let's go to the options really quickly so everyone can see what I'm doing. For the normal video options, that's where you can change DLSS. I'm doing performance mode, so 1080p internal from 4K, and I could probably actually go for something like quality on most levels, if not all of them, if I didn't have the screen percentage set to 100% for the ray tracing, essentially, because it's like doubling the cost of the ray tracing just to make it like have a higher level of stability and quality when you look up close, which I wanted for this.
When I tested, I turned everything all the way up just because I know that's what people will do. You know, I put it on quality and then percentage all the way up. And as long as the frames didn't drop like crazy, I know we'd get better performance with people who've got better systems. I mean, the sweet spot for screen percentage tends to be about 80%. Max shadows, you only really need like 12, but I like to keep it at 24 because otherwise the shadows kind of pop in at a distance. And light boost and reflect boost are crazy expensive. So it goes level by level.
I think it's just like also... You just experiment with it, you know, with your card.
Wow. Just look at this, everyone. This is an amazing
I know,
level.
this is so good.
Simon one, right?
Yeah, Simon made this one, yeah. It's so trippy.
Episode 7 levels, it's like color out of space, man. It's wild. My brain can't even figure out how to do like level design like this. I'm like, I remember when I started playing this, I'm like, where's the level? And then it starts coming to you as you're walking. I'm like, all right, this is cool.
You could turn reflections on and off here and see what happens.
Yeah, because there's so many reflective surfaces here, the on-off with the ray trace reflections are really good.
Yeah.
This is a good one because it shows without ray trace reflections, it's gonna fall back to. Is there cube maps on these
SSR?
Levels?
No, SSR or cube maps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either, whichever.
And here, out of view, it just kind of like goes to like this kind of greenish blue, and it doesn't look as integrated with the world as with RT reflections look for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
I was actually really surprised
the strange like sort of red thing. Well, is kind of this shader on most of the materials in this void world as well to sort of give it that otherworldly effect. You know, as if you can kind of see into something that's not really there.
Oh, like it's like tinging everything.
Yeah, there's like
not there.
There's like this sort of red weirdness that's there. It's like sometimes you can see into it and it kind of looks like a sky, but it's not there. It's trippy. And it's like that on purpose, you know. It's like to be weird.
I love it. All right, so you guys can answer this hot question. When are we getting the DLC with the Daikatana as a new weapon?
Well, we're doing the DLC. We're doing the DLC, but no Daikatana, bro.
We could ask Romero. Romero's a big fan of our stuff.
Oh my god.
Dude, you should totally get, like, I gotta get the Daikatana in there. That would be pretty sick. Even if you get, like, the original model in there.
Oh my god.
But, like, as a sprite, like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Dusk has that big sword.
Yeah. Dude, we got a sword. We could just call it the...
Yeah,
exactly.
Right? We got a sword.
No, do I get the Whisper's Edge into the sword already and just stretch it out to twice the size and call that the Daikatana?
There we go. Going to the right place.
Yeah, we've got those torches that kind of tell you where to go. The level comes to you. You don't have to go to it.
And then there's like these trippy enemies here.
Guys, that's the thing I love about this game so much. I mean, people watching, you can see it. Like, every episode, there's so much variety in, like, just the visual design and the level design. It's absolutely nuts. I can't believe you guys made all this.
Yeah.
There's only two of them. Leon and Simon are two people.
Yeah.
With me yelling at them.
I'm assuming I can jump on these over there.
Yeah, you can jump really far in this.
Level? Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And if you fall, you'll just teleport back. We didn't want to make
teleport,
it.
Yes.
Because that would be not fun.
So these kind of enemies originally were the original design for the whole game. Basically, they would have all kind of been like this, like evil clouds of darkness.
So you would literally be a medieval.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So actually, in terms of, like, you mentioned how each episode essentially has different enemies. Some of them are bipedal, some are like this, are floating torsos and things like that. How hard is the animation, or what is the animation process like, essentially, for using any of these very diverse creatures?
We did actually buy some animations for the bipedal type guys because we don't really have many animation skills, and the other ones are, you know, like just either made through code or procedural or whatever.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's like some stuff you can, you know, rework and it becomes your own thing because no one will ever know what it looked like, you know, if you're good with it.
Yeah, right on.
Let's go to
I think you're back at the start.
Yeah, let's go to the second level instead of backtracking because I went the wrong
So
way.
did you guys actually do you have a date out for the upcoming expansion?
No. We're working on it though, yeah.
We always just say soon because anytime we ever announce,
no, that's probably wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, we're like, you know, we're an indie company, we do what we want, so like we don't have to announce release dates because then you just add stress and it's not fun. When it's done, as you know.
Yeah, exactly. There's like this whole stress of a deadline sometimes can get you in the creative, like, sort of make your brain fizzle.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Actually, yeah, Alex and I know that a lot because we're just constantly hitting deadlines to get videos out. It's just the YouTube world.
I don't envy you.
It's brutal, man.
It's pretty brutal.
Everybody's like, "What? AMD evil?" That's like the #1 comment.
Oh my god!
Like AMD evil. So on all the Nvidia streams and all their tweets and everything, people are like, "What? AMD evil? RTX?" It's like.
I think that's we're just confirmation bias there. That's
yeah. I mean, we're gonna be working with AMD as well.
Yes, we've heard this before.
Yeah.
AMD's been we've been.
I believe that the ray tracing does work with their new.
It does.
Cards. Their 6000 series, I believe.
Yeah. We just, I mean, because we use RTX in all of our marketing and stuff, just because like that's what the normies know is ray tracing. Because when we say RT, like when we say launch with RT, they don't know what that means. So we have to say RTX because Nvidia's marketing has permeated.
Yeah, it is
the entire point.
It is a really interesting thing. It's I was just thinking how even under our videos, people will describe it as RTX, even though I'm talking about RT on consoles.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, to their credit, Nvidia's done really well marketing the technology.
It's actually DXR, I think, isn't it? DirectX ray tracing, yeah.
In this case, for this game, it is definitely.
Yeah.
The best for the shadow dudes, use the axe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you can use the axe on them. The axe is like...
starting weapon in so many games is like lame, right? You get something else and you immediately forget about it. Like when you think about Quake, the axe in Quake is like the most useless thing ever.
Oh my god,
so, like, it was a really conscious decision to make the axe really viable, even up to the very last level of the game.
Yeah. This one will also sort of like...
enemies.
It will like magnetize enemies in too if you sort of aim it at them at a slight distance, so it's not entirely melee. It's like got a little bit of range.
It's interesting to see how just the
see that's the threshold. Yeah. And like the threshold there on the boost.
It's amazing looking. I'm trying to find some mirror surfaces to show off what happens with sprites, but it's pretty funny. But essentially, I can show it off in a second here if I load up a different level. But whenever you look at a sprite in a reflection, it since it's usually just billboarding right towards you, as in turning all the time when you look at it, it instead like makes a cross of them. Actually, let me just load it up instead of talking about it.
Yeah, because the sprites are like they're like a billboarded like a quad or cards of a quad.
Oh, but that's why I opened the developer menu. Don't want people to see that.
Woohoo.
Let's go to the first level here in the Lunar Sanctuary where you can see it off really well if I look at one of these.
Yeah, probably that one, yeah.
Yeah, if people
from a certain angle
stream can see that, you can see that it's actually just...
Is my feed still looking alright? Because my internet is acting up.
You're fine there, John. You look fine from my perspective. But you can see the two kind of sprites kind of going together and like crisscrossing with one another. It looks pretty funny. Yeah. But there's just essentially no way in ray tracing to do that without, I don't know, doing anything else. There's just ray tracing is still...
Yeah, it's the nature of ray tracing. It's like accurate. That's what it does.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
It reveals the man behind the curtain, you know, if there's something not quite right, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know if you made a second game using kind of similar techniques, but with ray tracing from the beginning, would there be any things you would change about the initial design?
Good question.
No, I probably like as I was building it, just make sure the lighting was, you know, really worked with ray tracing, and maybe build more scenes specifically to fit ray tracing. You know what I mean? Like maybe you could have one area with one big light instead of a whole lot of little ones. You know, to sort of show off some really cool shadows, you know, have like a spotlight behind an enemy or something, cast a massive shadow in front of them, you know, really cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
And reflections, you could do a mirror, you could do like a hall of mirrors if you...
Yeah, I've thought about that. When we were working on stuff, I'm like, let's just make like a hall of mirrors.
Because, yeah, depending on the bounces, because you can set how many bounces your rays are going to trace, and like, I've done it before with I tried it out with a hall of mirrors, and it's insane sometimes. If you crank it up to like 16 bounces or something, it just like, you can see forever, you know, it's insane.
I mean,
it makes your graphics card go, but, you know.
One thing I'm waiting for is like one of the first games to actually use ray traced reflections. Obviously, no offense to this game, it was added on afterwards, and only so much can be expected. But like one of the first ones to use ray traced reflections, where it's about seeing enemies behind corners that you can't usually see. Like that. That's it's kind of like the general idea that I'm really interested in.
And Leon and Simon have started work on their next game.
Yeah, we have.
That's coming along.
It's got graphics though.
Got graphics, that's crazy.
I mean, this has graphics, but this has, you know.
That's like our whole shtick.
Yeah.
John, everything all right there? Oh, everyone's
back.
Oh, but now it's moved all the...
Oh, it moved the windows.
Oh, no. That's...
My less than optimal German internet just decided... Well, it's actually maybe not the internet's fault.
I'm Dave.
No, I'm John.
There we go. There we go, John.
Now it's back.
You're all good.
If you want to, the episode 5 boss is really cool looking.
Let's go there.
It's the Forge Sanctuary.
And we haven't done any episode 6.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to the Forge
Episode 6 doesn't have a lot of good
that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of good on-off, but it's the prettiest episode.
Oh wow, look at this. Getting...
Yeah, so this is my favorite boss in the game because he's got mechanics that are other than just circle, strafe, and shoot.
Let's wizard myself up here.
Are you a wizard?
It literally says that, actually.
You're a wizard.
Yeah, you're a wizard, Larry.
This is the typical boss room. Grab all the weapons.
Retro shooters where you always get the...
What was the first game that made you think, man, graphics can't get better than this? I'm going to give the proper answer, which is Unreal.
Oh, I was going to say Crysis.
Unreal was so freaking good looking at the time.
It was mind-blowing.
I had a lot of people when we did our NVIDIA showcase saying, wow, this reminds me of the Unreal Castle flyby, and I'm like, that's all I need to hear, man.
Yeah.
When I first played Unreal, I got outside of the waterfall and I literally ran around and got everybody in my house to look at this. I was like, "You guys got to see this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen." And
yeah, man.
It was.
And the music, oh my god.
Dude,
See, we have no idea because it was this huge open area. You know, you look up and you see that planet in the sky. And, oh my god, I love that game.
Multi-layered sky.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna ask if there's some influence from Unreal in terms of like the color selections here, because it's got that same
big
look.
time. I love Unreal. It's like one of my favorite.
In order to make this boss vulnerable, you got to get him under the you got to step on the buttons and get him under the
yeah.
Oh, wow.
You got cooked.
Oh, and you've got different depths too. I don't know if you know. So if you get sliced, it'll say slice. If you get cooked, you splat.
The cook effect there was really good, by the way. It burned up the screen. That's slick.
It's the little thing.
The melted one's my favorite. Everything is like
when you get hit by acid. So yeah, you got to get him under one of the
green goo or green sparks.
Step on the button there.
Yeah, dude, you're right though. It is the little things, like just the transition between the levels, like with the the fist holding your character popping up like that, like the way everything flows. It feels really good. Like it's satisfying.
And we spend a lot of time making sure that it is,
on their internet packets.
There we go. That's awesome.
That's cool. That sense of scale too.
Okay.
I've also spent some time playing this game on one of my CRT monitors.
Oh, I'd love to see that. That would be amazing.
I've seen a few people do that.
We played on the FW900, Alex, if I recall.
Yeah, we did, actually.
When you were over here that one time.
We loaded up this Quake 2 RTX. I don't think we actually loaded up Dusk, I'm sorry, Dave. But we loaded up... What else did we load up?
How did this look on the CRT? Did it sort of smooth stuff out, or...?
Well, basically with CRTs, there's no like motion blur when you move. Like, there's no persistence blur. It's just completely clear. Like, it feels... It's also like super responsive and just... It's awesome. And the CRT I always use for that, it's a 24-inch widescreen CRT.
Whoa.
So it's really amazing looking.
What resolution does it run at?
It actually goes up to a resolution. I can't remember the exact number, but it's just...
right?
No, it's higher than that. It's just over 1440p. It's like 1536.
What does that thing weigh? 50 kgs?
Yes.
More than that.
Oh my god.
I remember Carmack had a 1080p monitor for like Quake 1 or Quake 2 or something back in the day.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd love to see that monitor in action.
Dude, that CRT is so heavy. It's unbelievably heavy.
Gotta be, yeah.
It's a beast.
So get those souls and hit them in soul mode.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Let's grab these.
There's some souls in the level back by
cheat. Just cheat. Use A, baby.
I'm a big baby.
A, baby.
Let's see here. I'm almost there anyway. There we go.
But yeah, like, see, this boss is another example of, like, modern effects. He's using, like, GPU particles on all this stuff, so there's, like, a million fire particles everywhere that you wouldn't have been able to have.
Definitely not.
Oh, wow, he already reignited. He's pretty tough.
Yeah, it's a fun boss.
Actually, I don't know if you want to tease at all your next game coming out, but can we expect a similar genre as this one?
Yeah, it's sort of along the same lines with a bit more modern sort of niceties to make it more accessible, I think, to people and whatnot. Yeah, it's a heavily work in progress, so
Third-person action.
It's first and third at the moment, but we might change it. Who knows? You could switch at any time with a button to.
I like that though.
Yeah, I like it too. It's just a matter of getting like. Weapon animations and third-person.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems like that increases the work a lot. Then
it does, but sometimes it's cool to do that, and it's fun.
Is it going to be
people
full
are like,
of
"Ooh, look,
chest-high
it's got
walls
this."
to crouch behind?
No, it's
All right,
full
good.
on,
His
like,
death
the
animation
DLSS.
is best. We just made it
Yeah, I
so
love
he
this.
explodes a piece at a time.
I made this and I was just like, I can't believe it worked. I was like, can I make him just fireworks off?
That's
They
beautiful.
shoot
like a
out like
skyrocket.
fireworks. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, we haven't been to. This is episode 5's boss, right? We wanted to go to episode.
Yes.
Which one we had?
6.
6.
Okay, so we're going right in there essentially after this. After I go through it.
Yeah.
If you go through the portal to the astral
Yes.
arcane expanse, I mean.
Okay, so you can actually tell me where exactly that portal is on the level.
Straight ahead.
Oh, okay, so straight ahead. Let's go through here.
Oh, sorry, left. You were going the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, up there.
Thanks. Hang on.
And there it is.
Haha.
Man, somebody's in there like, tell the devs to make a switch port already, and I think.
And
they
that's
just said
a
they are.
Yeah,
that's a sphere map in there
That's
of
pretty
the
awesome.
like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Did you? I know the game has discrete loading screens, but did you ever try and have like the Turok portal style where you go through and you're already there, or was it too much loading essentially?
Nah, it'd be too much messing around for me. I'm not the best coder in the world, so
You never know.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but it turns out really well. So
I mean, just look at
You know?
it. Yeah, it's amazing work. I think everyone appreciates it.
yeah.
Yeah, you've been working in Unreal Engine so long that you actually know
Yeah.
more than most Unreal developers.
Most of the New Blood devs were always like, we have no idea what we're doing. Zombie has an idea of what he's doing, but the rest of us have no idea.
That I think these are secret weapons. So Dave, yes, it's me. Hi. No, I won't put. Somebody asked if I can put Saul on stream. He's sleeping. I think I just woke him up. Usually will.
Oh, this is an amazing area for the reflections, actually. Oh, these look these look like
at that.
antlions.
They do.
Yeah,
They're meant to be crystal
They're made of
spiders,
glass.
but everybody says that.
They explode into little shards of glass. It's really cool. When you hit them with the axe, they make little glass sound effects. So do the snakes.
Actually, do the transparent materials. Did you have translucency reflections as well as a part of a medieval RTX? I didn't actually take a look yet.
I think there is translucency enabled on the reflections, because like for example, this projectiles that come out of this are translucent.
Ah, okay, yeah. Let's do a little bit of RT on and off right here. You'll obviously still get some of that. But...
This is an interesting one because
you get the yeah.
You get the bleed
like,
through of the sky there.
Yeah.
You do. And the sort of the reflections in the like foreground that are like SSR from those like green stained windows are slightly darker because it's more realistic.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's not.
Which is, debatable which looks better because it's stylized kind of to look, when it was originally created,
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
point. Oh, let's see.
Now they don't explode.
Yeah. The thing about episode 6 is a lot of people are like, wow, this looks so good with RTX, but it doesn't have a lot of on-off. It looks a lot of it looks the same with RTX off.
Yeah, you really have to be looking for the changes sometimes. Depends on,
the content in front of
what
you.
you're looking at.
Yeah.
We were thinking of licensing Alex out so that people could like just have him in their homes to point out ray tracing.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't know if you saw that. Linus did a video. He's like, can people actually tell what ray tracing
Oh my god.
off in real life? And he had people looking, like 9 out of 10 people thought like, oh yeah, that's definitely on. I was like, but to be fair,
For me,
like,
I'm always looking at the corners of a scene, to see the SSR kind of.
He kind of
edges
picked
of it.
some pretty bad games for that video though.
yeah.
I think I would have done that.
It's like a really good game that like would benefit from ray tracing, be like Hunt Showdown, because when you look in the looking through the water, you can see your gun in the SSR, like casting it,
actually
masking it out.
Third-person games with SSR water is one of the most distracting things.
Yeah.
On that, it looks really bad.
You just see always your character model intersecting with it.
Yep.
This is very much so, I guess, kind of like I forget the episode of Quake's name, with the kind of checkered floor and the slimes. What's the name of that episode?
Oh, episode 4?
Episode 4, yeah. I'm getting
I can't remember the name off my hand.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, we don't have the blue goopy bastards everywhere though.
Oh, yeah.
The spawns or whatever they are. Those are horrible.
I don't think many people like those enemy types, especially since they explode.
Well,
Click,
Back in the day, I played Quake with the keyboard only, and they were diabolical. Like, everything else was doable.
Dude, that's the thing is, like, I started playing those games with the keyboard only as well, but when Quake 2 came out, I couldn't keep the frame rate up, so I actually learned the mouse look because I wanted to look slightly at the ground to keep the frame rate higher.
I think that was the first game I played with WASD as well. I remember that the machine gun would like kick up as well, and if you didn't have a mouse, you wouldn't be able to control it.
I remember back before WASD was the standard, like
you
know, like there was nobody to tell you what you were supposed to do. So I used to mouse 2 used to be my go forward button, like when I played.
That's right. I mean, like Wolfenstein and Doom.
Move forward, and then I looked around, and then I used the keyboard. And so then when I got into newer games, and I remember talking to people that they're like, no, you use WASD. I'm like, no, we use mouse 2 to go forward. Why would you use W? That's who does that. You know, back then, there, we didn't have internet, and it wasn't like the standard, But then Quake came around and changed everything.
I actually used to use numpad as WASD for a long time.
Oh wow!
Some people still do that.
Yeah.
So with Quake though, by default, it's still like arrow keys and like A and Z to look up and down, and you actually have to enable mouse look with a plus M look CVAR.
Well, the first Quake is like doable with the keyboard, and it also like
it is
when you hit any stairs, it automatically looks up for you, which is really nice, really nice programming.
Just like Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also find it visually pleasing. Completely honest with you, I really like Turok's like. First-person movement look, where every single time you go on an incline, the camera bobs up and down. I really always like the way that looked.
Yeah.
Where am I supposed to go here?
You got the key? You got to go upstairs.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a little bit hard to follow the really obvious layout cues, by the way. It's not like this game is confusing like Hexen or anything like that. It's actually very straightforward to figure out where you need to go. It's just I'm talking and trying to sound intelligent.
Yeah, people, whenever I stream games and stuff, or when I'm doing an interview while streaming it, people are like, Dave, you don't know where you're going, you're so bad. I'm like, you know how hard it is to talk to people, read chat, play the game, know where you're going, and not die at the same time? It's really hard.
I tried to warn you, Alex. You knew it.
Yeah.
Especially with our kind of games, because you have to react to so fast
to the environment and everything like that.
I give streamers who stream games like all the time, professionally, like mad credit. It's like,
dude, that's super difficult.
And be entertaining.
Exactly.
Which, that's not at all. Whoa, that's awesome. This is very.
That's Quake style. That windpipe level.
Yeah,
we use those a lot in episode 4 too. And then we've actually got like Serpent Riders in this episode.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Well, they're not Serpent Riders. They're like.
They're
Beast Riders.
Yeah, Beast Riders, but they were kind of like a Serpent Riders, reference.
The thing with that like wind tunnel from a gameplay thing is cooler than a teleporter because it shows you where you went, rather than if you just go and you're somewhere, you lose your sense of where you went.
Absolutely.
In terms of enemy design, were there enemy types you tried to avoid? Because we were joking about Daikatana earlier, but its first level has like the flies and really.
Oh my god, yeah. So there's no hit scanners in a medieval because I don't like them.
Either. I'm very anti hit scanner.
Yeah.
I am too.
That's a legit problem with a lot of those old build engine games, actually.
Oh my god,
everything is hit scan, and you're just constantly getting destroyed.
Like Shadow Warrior and Blood, oh my god. Walk around a corner in Blood and just get deleted.
Blood's so fucking
Blood is very, very hard game.
Though.
Blood is...
I love it, it's hilarious.
It's brutal, dude.
Probably the hardest first-person shooter that I've played, actually.
Blood, dude.
Redneck Rampage is harder than Blood, I think.
Yeah, Redneck Rampage is nuts.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, this is glorious looking.
And then they went on to do Kingpin after that.
Oh yeah, Kingpin. And 3D Realms is working on a Kingpin reboot.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh no, like not reboot, like.
It's like a remaster. Yeah, remastered.
Yeah, it is.
High res.
This should be an interesting.
They're calling it
RTX
Reloaded.
Let's take a look at that in a second after I kill these guys.
Yeah, if you look at the little reflections of the pickups down there.
That's a good point. Yeah. Let's,
Alex, we have a super chat here, and it's from Sandy asking one of his questions again.
Oh, please.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Sandy B with 10 pounds. would you rather have a tail coming out of your belly button that you can control, or hooves for feet that allow you to run double your normal speed? Go.
Hooves for feet. Because then you could be, you could get like the horse fetishists in there. You could do everything. So I think hooves for feet.
All right. That's the answer.
Somebody asked a good question before. Let me find it. Oh, that's a good one. From Per Vertex, he said, are there any middlewares from over the years you guys wish were implemented better or iterated upon, like PhysX or Hairworks? Man, I remember, so PhysX was cool, but man, was it expensive and did it cause a lot of problems. We had PhysX in Rise of the Triad 2013.
You did, that's right. You did, yeah.
And the thing I tell people to do when playing the game now is turn it off because it causes so many problems. It was, PhysX Destruction in Mafia 2 was implemented really well.
Yeah,
you have those shootouts where everything would explode, all the wood would splinter.
Also, Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge on the PC had.
Oh my god, Mirror's Edge is glorious.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, there were some things NVIDIA used to try to push that I was not a fan of. 3D vision. It's like, bro, I don't want to put these goggles on.
I had a 3D vision monitor, but
I did too. Yeah.
I quickly found out though the reason why to have one was because it was 120 hertz at a time when that wasn't a thing with flat panels.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
I think PhysX would be cool if they still iterated on it. Hairworks, I don't know. It depends.
Remember the PhysX card, dude? Do you ever have one of those?
Oh my god! You still have to dedicate one to it. You still can, right?
Yeah, you can still dedicate the one of your GPUs to it, but
I used to do that. I used to have like, what did I have? I had a 590, and then I think I had another card that I dedicated to PhysX, which was like a 570 or something.
I think
it was.
I used to do that.
And like, I used to SLI. I remember for Mafia 2, I had SLI 460s or something. I think I had SLI 460s for Mafia 2, and I thought I was the coolest. I heated the whole house with that setup.
Yeah.
SLI.
So in terms of like computer hardware that you have all had across the years, what was one of your favorite PCs or PC parts that you had?
Oh man. What about? Oh, okay. I think I had an All-32 sound card. Those were pretty beastie back in the day.
The Voodoo 2, for sure.
Oh yeah, and like the ATI Rage Pro or whatever. Oh my god.
Back when I was like working on my dad's PC. I was a kid back then. Dad, we gotta.
I remember
I have
my uncle
cards. Graphics cards.
My uncle had the Diamond Monster, the like Voodoo, like whatever, or 3D. Sorry, it wasn't a Voodoo. It was a 3DFX chip.
Yep, it was Voodoo.
And that was so cool.
The Monster 3D.
You had to like plug your monitor into it or something. It was like this really weird.
I literally have that like right down here next to me.
Oh hell yeah!
It has a little pass-through cable.
And if you play Unreal with that, it looks great.
Dude, yep.
I think it's got that like dithered instead of bilinear filtering, it's got like dithered filtering, which is incredible.
That's for software mode.
Is it? I thought that the 3DFX had it as well. I must be going crazy.
It has legit good quality bilinear, but yeah, in software mode you could do that dithered filter.
Oh, that dithered look is so cool.
That's
I was
awesome,
like, shame that it's still not supported because it would be interesting to see how it would look with this.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Real quick, we have another super chat. Alex from Emerald Celestial.
Oh,
he gives us
Emerald.
£5. Thank you, Emerald. This is off topic. He says, sorry to be off topic. Are you guys going to do an Elite Odyssey video or discussion?
At the moment, I mean, I really do like Elite, and I do like what Odyssey's trying to do and all that. It's just at the moment, between this, having to work on a tech focus video that I want to actually finish at some point, and then there's a whole lot coming up in June. My goodness, is June
June
packed.
is nuts.
June is nuts for us. So at the moment, it's going to be a no. But maybe if everyone did like the stream and I do get better at doing it, maybe it could be something that I could do on a Friday for a stream, for example.
There you go. Perfect. Oh man, this area is super cool.
Yeah, this is all the kind of twisting, like it's like growing organically, like the rib cage of something almost. It's very interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trippy.
And again with the checkered floors. I love those checkered floors.
Actually, these bosses are these enemies. Sorry, let me just F10 to just show what they look like. They look very much. They're the.
You would think sorry, go ahead.
These are kind of like the enemies both in Wolf 3D as well as in Hexen has the priests, the Hexen priests that go like this and shoot stuff out of their chest.
Oh yeah.
The evil bishops or whatever they were. Yeah. But these guys fire solar eclipses at you, which is hilarious. I think.
You were saying
it just looks this way.
You were going to say
you would think this room would have really awesome like RTX on off, but it actually just looks this cool normally.
Yeah. All those like projected lights as well that just like are a normal feature of Unreal. You know, see how like the lighting on the ceiling and stuff has like a shape to it. Yeah.
Actually, that'd be so you're using the NVIDIA branch here.
Yep.
Did you take a look at? I don't know if this branch has it. The ray traced caustics effects. Did you?
Yeah, that's the one. That's what it's using.
Wow.
So normal Unreal Engine, I believe, doesn't support these light functions. So.
I love this weapon so much. My goodness, I love the collateral damage when they start shocking.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
It's actually added kind of late in development, the chain lightning.
Oh wow! Because considering it's I find it like the core identity of the weapon is that almost when I use it.
Yeah,
that's a really great addition.
It was a great idea.
We've got a.
I don't think I had that. I think a lot of people requested it, and I was just like, all right, fine. Like, shut up, I'll do it.
You're gonna say that
if you bug me enough. You might get what you want.
We got like a nuts wad type map. That,
yeah.
You could. We want to like put it in the game as like a level you can warp to, and if you chain lightning, you could get it to kill like 30 guys all in succession. It's really cool.
Yeah, I had this test level. No, I had this test level because I was like, how many enemies can we have at once? We get I just had like 50 or something all at once coming after you, and it runs pretty well. But yeah, if you use this and chain it, it'll get the whole lot of them. It's just like... It's classic.
Makes that noise too.
Yeah.
That exact noise.
Yeah.
Sound design.
Yeah. I mean, actually a lot of sound design is just me doing that to Andrew. Just be like, hey Andrew, can you make it sound like or something?
I actually really love the opening sequence to a Medieval. I was using it earlier as the kind of... waiting to get on stream bit, but it's the logo twisting around with the light coming in from behind it. Kind of why did you choose to do that at all? Because most games don't have real 3D menus. I mean, it's pretty
I don't know. I just like I liked Rise of the Triads menu back in the day that had the logo like going past this. Yeah. And I just got the camera tool out and it was just kind of like I was just looking around. I was like, oh, what if I twist it? And and then I put that freaky light that like projects through the shadows, that's like, and it just looked really, it's like sort of like X-Files or something, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know, I wanted to make something cool and 90s looking.
Yeah, this is...
at least you didn't go all the way like hard reset though, which was like insane with that super long folding.
I haven't played it.
You haven't played it?
I need to check it out. I own it, but I haven't played it. It's in the long list of like stuff to play.
There's aspects of hard reset I really like, but then there's a lot where you can see it's their first game, and they were just kind of getting
and then they carried a lot of that over into Shadow Warrior 1. It kind of felt like hard reset with a Shadow Warrior skin on it a bit.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And then 2 was a co-op looty shooty, which sold really well, but I think people were like, "Bruh, we want retro shooter style, design." And now 3 looks like literally Doom Eternal with a grappling hook and a katana. I'm actually pretty stoked on Shadow Warrior 3.
Yeah. Their animation quality in the trailers they've been showing off has been amazing with like the different enemy types. Good, they're really cool looking.
They've come a long way.
By the way, Alex, a lot of the people in the stream have asked if you could slightly turn up the sound so they can actually hear the game.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Ta-da.
Now 3. It looks like literally. Oh, I heard myself.
If that's hopefully not too loud, everyone, I turned it up a bit. We're not, getting a lot of the game sounds because I wanted people to hear us. But in the end, it's about showing off the game, so you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that looks amazing. I love the different flashing shadows from the ray trace shadows. That's something you don't get at all in the normal mode. Just all these shadows from all these.
And when you couple that with bright pink lights, I love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
A lot of color, which is not something you see in a lot of retro FPS. People like, browns.
I mean, I guess other than Dusk's later stages, it's a very pretty brown game.
It's good brown.
Yeah, David really wanted to do a limited palette. We only really opened it up, moving forward.
Oh yeah. We got some pallet cheats on this game, by the way, which are pretty cool. You can play in like EGA looking.
Isn't it AEJ like this or AE?
No, AE 1989, like 1989.
AE 1989.
Oh, whoops, yeah, AE 19. Oh, hello.
There you go. So it's like EGA.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. And if you go AE 1981, you get CGA, so you get horrible pink and yeah.
I actually kind of like this though visually.
And if you
needs
do
to be a little more garish though, I think.
Like, yeah, it originally was, but it was just like unplayable. So I fudged the palette a bit. So AE 1982 is the second CGA because remember CGA had like 3 palettes.
That's right.
And then 1983 is the third one.
Also, CGA had that weird TV.
Yeah,
mode.
this one.
This is like the brown green thing that I always remembered.
This is the brown green one, but pushed a little bit up and down, so it's
Someone said acid trip mode. We actually have that. What's the cheat for that?
AE theory. AE
theory. No, I'm thinking of the synthwave mode.
Oh wow, this looks like.
So this is like, but this is stupid post processing.
I actually kind of like this.
The chromatic aberration, like lens flares, bloom, everything.
Great.
I kind of like this in a weird
way. It's like trailer mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like.
J.J. Abrams mode enabled.
No, we've got synthwave mode. What's the cheat for that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, aesthetic.
Okay, wait.
Aesthetic. Andrew actually did a custom track for aesthetic.
Yeah, there's a whole custom music track.
I'll boost the volume there, so people can hear what that sounds like, and I'll try and get back in game here. AE aesthetic. I'm trying to spell it the German way. This is not helping. AE then?
Yeah, AESTH.
AESTH.
It's just the word aesthetic.
Yeah, that's.
I'll spell it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
They're sharing the spelling with Alex in the Discord.
I'm.
Come on, Alex.
Yeah,
you got this.
I got this.
You're getting lens flared though. There's so much lens flare.
Aesthetic.
You're like, terrible.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry, this should not be so hard for me, but I'm feeling a little dyslexic right now.
It's alright.
Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh, this is actually kind of amazing looking.
And it's got Andrew did a custom track for this.
Can everyone I hope everyone on the stream can hear this. I'm gonna boost it even a little bit more, just so people get some of that sweet Andrew Holzholt music here. Oh, I do actually like the motion blur, but then again, I'm kind of a motion blur fanatic, so let's move forward.
Wow, dude.
I think there's chromatic going on there too a bit.
Synthwave is basically like CGA with better gradients.
Yeah.
Way better gradients. I actually do. So is this just any one of the post-process volumes, just like enabling when you type in the cheat?
Yeah, post-processing through the camera. Yeah.
I hope people tune into the stream now and they're like, "What the fuck?
What the hell are you playing?"
What's wrong with digital audio?
This is the '80s fantasy medieval.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like the fact that, by the way, since it is post-process, the reflections are not necessarily their color.
Yeah, you should use the big weapon number 7 on these guys. That fires a black hole in soul mode.
If you want to go back to
that's trippy.
AE 2000.
Yeah,
or aesthetic again.
Or aesthetic.
Or AE 2000, I think,
we go.
but we'll keep the music.
There it is.
Snap back to reality.
To know if you can turn all of those on at once.
No.
That's 1 of 5.
I'm going to turn down the volume again so we're not drowned out. There we go. By the way, everyone, I did mention this is my first time doing streaming. John usually does this, and he's much more pro at it than I am.
No, you're doing fine, Alex.
So, sorry for
little hiccups here and there. That's totally normal.
Yeah. This is amazing. It's a really great game.
Somebody says checkerboard floors and colors remind me of American McGee's Alice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Working on some kind of new Alice thing.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
On a boat in like the South China Sea. I don't know. He's up to some stuff.
Boat in the South China Sea. He's protecting the waters of Taiwan. What is he doing there?
Yeah, he is.
Do we know if anybody's like made a complete game on a boat? That's what I want to know.
Oh wait, we're getting Wait a second,
So
guys.
McGee, he does like a pirate jam every year where a bunch of game devs get together and make games on boats.
Wait a second, guys. It would appear from my perspective that your camera images are a little bit frozen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let me just really quickly re-enable them. I think that should help. Oh, they're gone. Uh-oh, that's
I'm
not
gone.
No.
Oh, Leon's gone.
We're gone.
Why does this have to happen?
Last time you had to fix it by closing OBS, which you can't do.
No.
Maybe you should. Oh,
There we go.
Oh,
Hey, we're back.
Again for a
I think we're
second.
frozen.
Are you moving now? What's going on?
Oh,
John's
John is.
moving.
John's
Not
moving.
moving.
For
Did
reasons.
I?
Let me just turn off your vid here. I don't. Once again,
Let me turn off.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I'm back.
Wait, there he is.
And now let's just do a little bit of Leon here. For everyone, I have no idea why that happens. No idea. Yeah,
Welcome to streaming.
Welcome to streaming. I've got my stream deck, I've got my ring light, I've got my DSLR camera, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah.
You have your gamer chair?
This is actually some IKEA thing, so I'm a
Yeah,
little bit lacking there.
So no.
No.
Got my Norman there.
Yeah.
Where's your like sponsored energy drink?
Yeah, you need your G Fuel.
Here, wait, I got
G
you.
Fuel?
I got you covered here.
We got
water.
a
Hell yeah.
super chat. Just bought a medieval. Stream convinced me. Love it. Thank you very
Bam.
much.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thank you,
And also,
Emerald.
if you don't want to spend any money, because we hate money, you can literally test the medieval RTX for free. There's a demo on the page. It's on Steam. The GOG demo will be up today on GOG.com, so it'll be on both Steam and GOG. But yeah, try it for free. You can try ray tracing and DLSS 100% free. You don't gotta spend any money. But if you want to buy the game, like it.
Go to that big orange door.
Oh yeah, sorry, just mindlessly running.
There's an interesting, there's a good reflections on-off down this sort of corridor here.
I want to see what this looks like really quickly, because that's very far into the distance. I think that's...
Just further down as well.
Yeah, I'll go there.
But you can see the skybox coming through when you have it off, and the corners there. Like here, turn it off here.
Okay, yeah. F10. Oh yeah, you
Someone's
get
asking again if it's coming to consoles.
that bleed
I think
through
you
of all
said
the
yes,
skybox.
eventually.
That's right.
Yeah, someone says simulcast to Twitch. I think I could like open OBS and rebroadcast you guys to Twitch, but that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that right now.
Given how everything's held together by duct tape right now, I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Again, man, it's so much
These
credit.
guys are really cool.
Oh, that's really awesome.
Those were the
Two
beast
prime
riders.
enemy.
Yeah, so much credit to people who stream professionally for a living, like every day.
Seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Anyone that says that's not hard work has not tried to stream.
Mm. Jump down to the next level.
I'm imagining. I mean, I don't know if you can talk about this at all, but is the UE5 stream available to developers like you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, probably like AAA guys, but not. I don't know about indie guys. I'm not too sure. I would love to try it out.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what it could do for a game like this. But then again, I mean,
theoretically, they said that you can upgrade if you've got a 4.25 project. You can upgrade to Unreal 5, and I'm like, whoa, I'd try it and see what happens. You know?
I love.
Yeah.
I don't know what we'd get out of it though. I mean, it's got
that's what I'm wondering.
Features
right?
are like infinite LOD and sort of. The GI though looks incredible. That's definitely one thing about it.
Yeah,
I'd love to see.
This is really just amazing looking with all the contrasting colors here.
Yeah.
Stained glass.
What is the name of this episode actually again? Because it's kind of like
this is
church
the
aesthetics.
the arcane expanse.
The arcane. Yeah. And the funny thing is, this episode probably has the least on-off for RTX.
But it's just itself.
It's just a good
really
level.
Are there any chat questions regarding the game at all, perchance?
Where's the best place to buy a medieval, GOG or Steam? It's the same. It's DRM free on both. We tend to update Steam faster and first, though, and GOG a while longer, but it's the same game.
Did you actually try experimenting with like 16-bit like color mode at all? per chance?
Yeah, like, do you mean like 256 colors?
Yeah, or
thing?
like 8-bit or 16-bit?
Yeah, so originally it was 256 colors if you use the cheat A1990. That was originally how the game was going to look. But I kind of got tired of it, and I was like,
yeah, it's a
full color.
Yeah.
Full color looks much nicer to me.
Yeah, I do think like the extra dynamic range from all the colors is what is it, AE 2000 to go back?
Yeah.
1990 and AE 2000.
Oh,
2000.
There we go.
Yeah.
Full color mode.
There's a weird shadow there on that light. I just noticed.
Oh, right here.
Looks like a baking error to me.
Let's take a look just to make sure it's not RT. I doubt it would be RT, but
I doubt it would be.
That looks like that's some sort of
baked.
Yep, it's a bake error.
Oh well, we'll fix that in a patch at some point.
Oh,
another one.
Also up there. Look at that.
I don't know.
So
I mean, these numbers, when they're calculating it into the millions and stuff, can happen.
Yeah. So how long is like a normal bake for one of the levels?
About 20 minutes on my computer. It's an i9 9900.
Oh, that's still a pretty awesome CPU, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. Yeah. I'd love to try out a Threadripper. That would be incredible, right? One of those insane ones. I wonder how fast it would be.
Someone said can't send super chat, so here's my question: is there any further news on AMD's super resolution? Also, any plans to implement Fidelity FX tech into New Blood games? I mean, we're talking.
We're talking to AMD, so we'll see what we can do.
Try. I mean, we're down for anything. You know, basically, I'm like, you send us free shit, we'll try your technology.
Yeah, in terms of what we've heard, at least, there's still not too much AMD public-facing information about fidelity effects, super resolution, or whatever yet. So you got to wait a little bit for that. But there was recently some rumblings about it. So I don't know. We'll keep talking about it.
Yeah, we'd definitely add it if the option comes up for sure.
Actually, just even as part of the game right now, let me just give it a good pause so people can see in the menu. Right now, there is a resolution scale option. I haven't tested this out, but this may be something
It won't apply with DLSS on.
Okay. That's
DLSS overrides resolution scaling.
Everything off in normal mode, you can turn the game down and make it like super chunky and blurry and like soft.
You could try that out if you wanted to turn DLSS off and make it look like Quake 1. Yeah.
Let's actually do that a little bit. But
I need to try running this. With the retro tank. It's a scaler basically. You can actually do it reverse and like switch it to do like a 240p downscaling to like an old CRT.
Yeah. Oh, let's go off actually. Yeah, let's just do this. Let's do this hardcore.
And then go to your resolution scale.
So by the way, this is running native 4K right now, and I'm getting 57 FPS. Just so
not bad.
That's
not bad.
So let's go.
Drag it all the way down.
All the way down.
Yeah, all the way down.
Let's crunch that up.
Click chunky.
And click chunky pixels. Yeah.
There we go. Oh yeah, the unfiltered kind of.
Yeah, so you could do that with.
And it's smooth. Like still pretty smooth, right?
Yeah. I mean, 17%
now you feel like
is being used. This is amazing.
Now you're playing Quake.
It's a cool look. I've played through whole levels.
I played all of this too, yeah. And it's like all in widescreen and everything. It's cool.
And you could have the RTX on.
He
does. He does right now. Yeah.
Actually, what I was gonna talk about before we start talking about chunky Quake pixels is, do you know if the game is using, if you use this scaler and you have temporal anti-aliasing selected, do you know if the Unreal's temporal upsample applies when you go below 100%? Because I
don't know, honestly. That's something they probably would answer, behind the scenes.
I know there's a console command for it, and I do have unlocked the console right now.
Right. I don't know.
I guess we can check really quickly.
Yeah.
Let's just see here, people.
I mean, they've changed the TAA throughout the version numbers and the methods and sort of stuff that it works. So I'm not too sure, but yeah, you give it a go.
Let's give it a try. I hope.
Oh wow! Look at did you see those reflections with the chunky pixel mode?
Yeah, let's go back
there.
Oh well, I turned on TA. My goodness, does that look terrible at this low resolution? Okay, so let's try and go into the. Look at all that random typing. It's
what is that? Temporal.
Temporal.
Or TAA.
Let's. let's try.
Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, it's up. They have their UE4 page about it. TAA upsampling. I think it's r.temporal aa.upsample 1.
The upscale quality, is it r.upscale quality? Is that it? Screen percentage with temporal ups. Or maybe here. I'll just whack it in the Discord chat. Is that it?
I don't want to touch Discord because I'm afraid it's going to freeze you guys again.
Oh, r.temporal aa.upsampling
that's
equals
it.
1.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so r.temporal aa.upsampling
equals 1. Or space 1.
There we go. So that's, whoa, so you can see what it does, but that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So without it, let's go with gear. That's with it on. Now off should be like, now it's a little bit hard to see what I'm doing here on the stream, everyone. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So that's with it on, and it's at this low resolution, it's having a really hard time. But basically, it is actually working because it's changing the way the game looks. But let's get out of here and return up our graphics because this is kind of...
This looks like a taste of what you might expect on the Switch.
Yeah,
not actually true, just say, but still.
Yeah, let's actually take a look at DLSS Ultra Performance Mode. Cause
they recommend that for 8K apparently only.
Yeah.
That's what they told me.
Yeah. I'll agree with them. Let's put everything up to quality though, or actually back to performance because that runs the best. There we go.
Robert Gap says, getting called away from the stream. Take care, guys, and keep up the fantastic work at Digital Foundry and New Blood. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
thanks, Robert.
And thank you for everyone for tuning in the meantime and dealing with any of the technical hurdles with this because you just gotta learn and then it'll be better next time.
Live and learn. Yep, exactly.
This is a puzzle.
Yep.
This is not the time to do puzzles.
Just cheat.
What's
do like Euro, just fly around, or
you can fly up a Euro.
Euro is Synthwave mode.
There you go.
Okay.
Stream seems to be dying.
It looks good to me. I'm looking at it now because I saw that too, and it's
buffering. Yeah.
It's still working for me.
Yeah. Doing mega buffering.
Honey.
Yeah, there's probably shouldn't have tried to do this stream at 4K, do it at 1080p, and give it a lot of bitrate.
Yeah, that's probably the way to do things in the future. But once again,
oh well, first time.
You learn. You learn. I'm sorry if the frame rate does look bad to those watching the video. I really wish it doesn't. I have 1 HP. Is that normal? No.
Yes.
Yes, for the way I'm playing it is at least. I'd say we should probably take a look at one more level. What do you guys say?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go to the gateway. And then, is there one last level that we haven't probably checked out that you think might be interesting looking with ray tracing set on?
What? We haven't done any episode 3 stuff, but the episode 3 stuff isn't really, you don't get a ton of great on-off.
Quite a lot of matte finished materials. So.
Right.
I guess from the first episode, I really do like the way the first episode looks.
Yeah, that boss, the episode 1 boss is probably the best on-off. I'm trying to think. More Forges stuff in episode 6. We did episode 7. I mean, you can go check out episode 3, even if it doesn't have great on-off.
It's
really pretty.
We were looking at episode 3's first level earlier. Let's go to the second then.
Yeah, I think the second one's got some
to
good on-off.
the Journeyman's Way, I think it's called. No, not Journeyman's Way. Yeah. The one after that.
Yeah,
Apostle's
Alex,
Shrine, I think.
I'm seeing it too, and everybody's talking about the stream is stuck and it keeps buffering and getting very slow. So I don't know what's going on.
I guess
that's just streaming for you.
I guess this is just the way the stream's going to be for a little bit. So until we finish it off, but next time, if anyone can even see this, I'm going to go for 1080p, even though my internet connection should be fine for 4K. But
have you did you set everything back to DLSS and all that?
Yeah, DLSS and performance mode, got RT on, so I've got regular performance.
You'll get a bit of a shadow here if you with that grating on the.
Oh yeah, let's get rid of some of these dudes really quickly. I love the way they look.
Oh yeah, these guys were cool.
Streaming in 4K is a brave decision.
These guys that come out of the walls.
We tested it earlier and it worked actually rather okay. So that's what
I stream in ultra wide and I get issues sometimes.
Okay, so let's do this.
Yeah, like freaking out about doing it at 4K. But I guess that's, I don't know.
So there's your shadows.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks way better there. Look at that.
Yeah, you get accurate shadows.
Also, you didn't try that. We have a demo level. The demo level's got some.
Oh,
great...
yeah, we got the waterfall. The waterfall. Yeah.
Let's go to that level actually.
It's in the quest menu, so you go back to the main menu. Quest. And then Lost Falls.
Yeah, this is
Lost
the
Falls.
RT. Let's go to easy just because. Be safe about this.
The easy peasy.
Yeah, this is very cool for the ray traced reflections.
Yeah, so this is a demo level that
this was made with ray tracing in mind, the whole level, and this level has full dynamic lighting. There's no baked lighting at all.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
So here's your shadows. If you turn shadows on and off here, you'll definitely see a big difference.
Yeah, this level was built specifically for ray tracing.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So that's a dynamic light that's casting the sun there. And then it gets like really nice shadows.
And anybody watching, you can play this level for free right now.
It's free on Steam.
Go play it.
And this is how I
actually full game.
Played with the RTX when you originally had like the beta version that you could opt into. That's how I kind of played through this originally.
Ah, nice.
The stream's completely dead for me.
No.
Why does this have to be that way? I guess. I mean, if it is actually literally dead for everyone and now no one's seeing anything.
Oh, it's kind of coming and going.
I refreshed and now it's better. I haven't seen anybody say anything in chat though.
Try mind.
I'm watching on YouTube. It seems okay now. I refreshed.
Oh yeah. Seems to be working.
Oh boy.
Well,
way behind though. You're still in episode 3 on the stream.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit far behind.
Oh yeah, if you check stats for nerds, it does show many frames dropped.
Stats for nerds. I guess, well, 1080p next time, everyone. So it goes.
Yeah,
sorry, Dave, by the way, that I'm kind of debuting a less than perfect stream for your awesome game here.
Hi, man. That's what I mean. Listen, it's live TV.
Exactly.
Yeah, someone said change chat to 1080p.
Yeah, only if. Yeah, it would be really streaming options while you're streaming, but I'm pretty sure that's a no-go. You can't change that. Otherwise, I would have switched to 1080p a while back.
Yeah. So this kind of answers the question why most people don't stream in 4K. Like, I don't think it's just your internet connection that matters at that time.
You gotta be right next to YouTube in California probably for it to work.
Yeah, that's very.
We've got fiber down here in New Zealand, so when
Yeah.
I stream, actually, I'm pretty good at. I stream in 3440 by 1440 ultra wide.
And it does really well for you.
Yeah, I never have any issues.
Okay.
Sometimes my voice gets out of sync with my camera, but I think that's like a Logitech issue.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
this is
sure.
interesting. Where there's all this light leak here. So if you turn off reflections, yeah. So like the light leaks from above. That's actually a really interesting thing about reflections is that if you place lights and they're non-shadow casting, like these probably are original.